Hi guys, welcome back to another YouTube video. Sorry it's been a while, but I thought I would film a makeup look that I did for my friend's engagement party the other day, so I hope you guys enjoy and stay tuned for the rest of the video. So I've already cleansed Jacinta's skin off camera, so what I'm doing now is just applying some MAC Softening Lotion, which is a toner, which is just going to add some hydration and just help to balance the pH of the skin before I apply makeup. Then I'm applying some of the Hylamide Low Molecular HA, so this is just a hydrating and plumping serum because Jacinta has combination skin, so this is just going to add some more hydration before we start putting the other skincare products on top. Next, I'm applying some moisturizer. This is the Ultraceuticals Ultra Hydrating Lotion. This is amazing for combination skin. It's oil-free and it absorbs very quickly. It's nice and comfortable as well, so I really love using this product. Next, I'm applying some of the Embryolisse Eye Contour Cream, which is a beautiful eye cream that has a bit of silicone in it. I'm using a lot of products on top that are silicone based, so this is just going to ensure that the under eye area stays nice and crease free, but also hydrated, so all that makeup's going to sit on top really nicely. Next, I'm just applying some lip balm to Jacinta's lips so that by the time we get to the end of the makeup application, the lips are going to be nice and hydrated. And then moving on to primer, so I'm starting with the Benefit POREfessional Matte Rescue, which is just an anti-shine product, so it's going to stop the foundation from getting oily throughout the day. And now I'm applying some of the Benefit POREfessional just to the center of Jacinta's face to prime. And then I'm just brushing through her brows. She got her brows done and the brow stylist left the tint on for a little bit too long, so that's why they're a bit dark, but that's okay, we can work around that. So what I'm going to do is come back to the brows later and I can see how balanced the face is. So I'm just moving on to concealer now and priming the lids with a little bit of Maybelline Age Rewind and blending that out with a sponge. Next, I'm just going in with the Ben Nye No Colour Loose Translucent Powder and using that just to set the eyelids. And next, I'm building up a transition shade in the crease using Makeup Geek's Frappe eyeshadow. And then I'm just deepening the crease with Grand Brown from MAC and just building that up on top of the frappe I applied earlier. Here I'm just using that same Grand Brown eyeshadow, but I'm just switching to a different brush just because I wanted to build up a little bit more definition in Jacinta's crease before I went in with the cream shadow. And next I'm applying the Inglot Gel Liner in 94, which is a beautiful champagne gel eyeliner, and I'm using that as a base for the gold pigment I'm going to put on top of the eyeshadow to make it super long wearing and also very vibrant and very pigmented. Next, I'm using Makeup Geek's Loose Pigment in Afterglow, and I'm just pressing this on top of the wet gel liner with a little brush. Makeup Geek pigments are amazing. I haven't heard a lot about them recently, but I do have quite a collection and I really recommend them. Next, I'm just cleaning up any fallout from underneath the eyes with a makeup wipe, as we did use loose pigments and they tend to do that unfortunately, so just cleaning that up. And then I'm taking some Embark eyeshadow from MAC and I'm using that on a small bullet brush just to help to define the crease and also add some dimension to the eyeshadow look. Next, I'm using the Revlon Color Stay Cream Gel Eyeliner Pencil and I'm using that just to softly define the lash line. I picked this up in a 50% off sale that Revlon had recently in Maya, and I'm really impressed by the creaminess and the pigmentation of these pencils, so I definitely recommend checking them out. To add some further definition to the eyeliner, I'm just taking some powder eyeshadow. These are Carbon and MAC eyeshadows from MAC, and I'm just applying that on a small angled definer brush straight to the lash line just to add some more definition and also deepen it up a little bit. To correct underneath the eyes, I'm just taking some of the One corrector and concealer from Napoleon. I'm just applying this with a concealer brush and then I'm going to blend it out with a blending sponge. Because I'm applying airbrush foundation, I'm actually going to do my cream contouring first. So I'm just taking some of the Cinema Secrets cream foundation and applying that in a slightly deeper shade to Jacinta's face, concentrating on the perimeters. And then I'm also going to add some highlights using the same foundation shade, just in a slightly lighter color. and adding this to the nose, cheekbones, forehead, cupid's bow and chin. Next I'm applying a small amount of the Maybelline Age Rewind Concealer just directly underneath the eyes to brighten that area up. And then I'm just taking a damp makeup wedge spritzed in some MAC Fix Plus and just blending that all over the face. It's really important that all the face makeup is blended before we apply the airbrush foundation, as we can't apply more makeup on top of airbrush foundation. It just won't sit well, it won't look very good. So I need to spend a lot of time now just making sure everything looks perfect. Next I'm applying some cream blush from my RTMA cream blush palette and just applying that directly onto the skin with a makeup wedge just so it's nice and blended. And then I'm going to go ahead and start airbrushing the foundation on. So what I like to do is use at least 2 foundation shades. So I'll use a lighter one in the center of the face, and then I'll use a slightly deeper shade on the perimeters of the face and the neck. And I like to apply this to all visible areas of skin. So it almost acts like a veil, it just ties everything together and it looks beautiful. Next I'm taking an even deeper shade of foundation and I'm concentrating this around the cheekbones, forehead, around the jawline and any areas where I want to contour, just so these areas are nice and defined and I don't need to apply any powder bronzer later, so it keeps the look a lot more dewy and natural looking in my opinion. My favourite part about working at events and weddings is definitely the free champagne, so I have to thank Jacinta's lovely father for that. Next I'm going in and I'm buffing out any lines that may have formed underneath the eyes while I was doing the airbrushing before I set them with some loose powder. This is the Ben Nye No Colour Loose Translucent Powder and I'm just using that on a fluffy blending brush. Next I'm going to set the rest of the face using the Napoleon Camera Finish Pressed Powder in the shade G4. And then I'm moving on and curling the eyelashes. I'm using the Model Rock Edge Eyelash Curler here just for a little bit more precision and to really get close into the lower lash line. Next I'm just applying some of the Maybelline Great Lash Volumizing Mascara on a disposable mascara wand and just really getting that into the roots of the eyelashes so they're nice and coated in black before we apply any falsies. Next I'm applying the NARS Blush in Luster just to the apples of the cheeks and to intensify that cream blush that I applied earlier as it got a little bit lost under the airbrush foundation. And then I'm just applying some colour corrective powder underneath the eyes as I was looking at the concealer and I thought it was a little bit too warm toned, so I'm using Ben Nye's Pretty Pink Loose Translucent Powder to achieve this. For highlighter I'm using Soft and Gentle by MAC. And then we're going to move on to lips. I'm using Napoleon's Nude Awakening lip liner and just using that to define the lips and create a base for the lip products we're going to place on top. Because this makeup is actually for an engagement party, it's really important that the products you select are very long wearing. This is because the client's going to be eating and drinking all day and most likely kissing relatives, so these are all things that can impact the longevity of the lipstick. I'm using the CoverGirl Outlast All Day Lip Colour for this in the shade Forever Fawn and just using that on a square lip brush to apply it evenly to the lips. While the lip product is drying, I'm just going in and applying some false eyelashes using the Ardell Demi Wispies and some Duo eyelash adhesive. I'm also going to go back in and start to apply some of that Makeup Geek Frappe eyeshadow, which I use the transition shade, and I'm just smoking that on the lower lash line. Moving back to lips, I'm applying some MAC lipstick in Blankety and just applying that to the lips with a lip brush. I'm doing this just so that the CoverGirl Outlast lip product isn't too drying. The lipstick just adds a little bit more moisture back into the lips. And then I'm just blotting that with a tissue before I apply another layer of product. To brighten up the lower lash line, I'm just taking a eye pencil from Models Prefer, and this is just in a light pale nude shade. Next, to highlight the inner corners and brow bone, I'm using Nylon eyeshadow from MAC on a small detail brush. And then just to finish off the eyes, I'm using some of that Maybelline Great Lash Mascara on a miniature disposable mascara wand, just for a little bit more precision and so I don't get any mascara on the lower lash line. Now I'm just applying some clear eyebrow gel to set the eyebrows in place, and I'm not going to apply any more eyebrow makeup because it's just going to make the brows even darker and even more prominent. And that's the finished look, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video and making it this far. I hope you enjoyed it. If there's any more video requests, leave them down below, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.